brother. I'm gonna set you free.
Help me! Get me out of here!
Final approach to target. Number 1, go!
Okay, you got 7 minutes.
Stay focused. The art in here is worth millions. Proceed to step 2.
What's happening? Come in! Come in! It won't open!
Sorry, man. You're on your own.
Come in, number 3. Number 3, come in.
Help me! Get me out of here!
Go to Tompkins Square Park. Look for a guy named Danny. See? Do that for me. Tell him I'm stuck here. Nobody here but us pigeons. I feel you, brother. I'm gonna set you free. When I was a kid, my teacher asked me what I would save from my house if it were on fire. I answered my sketchbook, my AC/DC album, and my cat Groucho. I didn't mention my parents or my sister. Does that make me a bad person? Cats die. Music fades. But art is for keeps.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Inside from Focus Features. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And joining me today to get inside is the homie that levels us up, Mr. Glenn Lawrence. How are you, sir?
What's going on, bro? I'm shaken, not stirred.
I dig it. All right, man. Let's break down Inside. Normally, when people watch our reviews, we like to give the breakdown on the plot, the story, as well as the cast. But if you saw the trailer with this one, this is very short and simple. So we're going to kind of like get right to it. We have a high-end art thief in Willem Dafoe's character who goes by the name of Nemo. He breaks into this New York penthouse, but the art heist goes awry and he's locked inside with these priceless works of art and he has to try and survive. So there's your basic plot and story. And the cast is Willem Dafoe. And all the dialogue that you just heard right now is the amount of dialogue you'll see with watching this entire hour and 45-minute film. I'm sure Glenn is going to elaborate in his thoughts and review. I'll do so as well in mine. But yeah, straightforward film. I'll just lead off the cuff. You're going to either love this film or you're going to hate this film. I don't think there's an in-between. So tell me, Glenn, are you in between? Do you love this film? Do you hate this film? What are your thoughts from Inside?
I honestly feel like I need to see it again, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. I want to see it again though, because there's definitely some things that I feel like I may have missed, but it also was very kind of like right on the surface there. Like, what do you do when you're trapped inside? You know, basically I guess the human condition. You know what I mean? When you're left to basically have nothing, you're trapped. You have to figure out things, and you're kind of at your last straw, last bit of resources. Like, what are you going to do? The things that you would do if you're trapped by yourself and how you would cope with it. Luckily, he was still in art from a nice place, as you know what I mean, like a big one of those penthouses that has a bunch of rooms or whatever. Because if he was stealing from like just any old New Yorker, you know what I'm saying? That's a 1-bedroom apartment. That's like a jail cell. It would have been a totally different movie if he was doing that. But you know, I could dig it. I thought it, you know, from the trailer, I was like, oh, this could be very, very interesting. I'm a little bit upset because, as you know, Kuya P, I was supposed to see John Wick, and I mixed up the theaters or whatever, and that's how I found myself inside. And I I felt like I was trapped with William Dafoe, and it was like my fault. This is why I'm trapped inside, watching Inside, because I messed up the theater, and now I'm trapped. It's like the heights went wrong. And that's the whole. That's what I was thinking the whole time. But to on a serious note, Willem Dafoe is a great actor. He gets like really into it. He's really dare I say grimy about the role. You know what I mean? He's really willing to do whatever. There's like a bunch of scenes where you're just like, ooh, okay, like yeah, if you were trapped, that's what you would do. But it was just very interesting. I thought it was really, really cool. There's not a lot of characters in it. There's not a lot of dialogue in it. But what they do with it is they kind of weave this narrative of this person trying to survive, this person trying to innovate what they're going to do. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I'm like, is this kind of like the human condition? You know what I mean? We have all this art around us, and then it's like, what do you create? What is your masterpiece that is going to elevate and lift you out of wherever you're trapped? I thought that was like maybe a theme of the film. But yeah, I guess if you were just asking for my basic, did I like it? I did. I thought, it took me back to my days of when I was doing film festivals and whatnot. And it's a very film festival-y film. You know what I mean? This is like right in the 6 o'clock block. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time. The one part about it I did not enjoy is that I was expecting to see John Wick so I was John Wick mode, and then I was watching this, which is it's definitely a totally 180 from the John Wick energy. So I had to, luckily I've meditated, I do yoga, so I was able to calm myself down. Otherwise I would have been like extremely pissed. You know what I'm saying? However, what about you, man? What did you think? Because you've seen this a little bit, like you saw it before me. What did you think? Because you kind of held your thoughts in. I didn't hear you speak on it yet. What's up with you? What do you think about Inside?
Yeah, bro. First off, man, yeah, wild. And now with you kind of broke with your breakdown a little bit, just like that dichotomy, like the energy that you had, your intention, and the film, because I've seen it as well. And now you're inside another film. Just, again, like we overthink, if you will, like you were just saying as well, yeah. and how things have layers because we're creatives. We're empaths. We think. Our minds are on overdrive. So yeah, I was holding my chest as you saw, because like, yeah, just that, you and I were talking this lead up, we were John Wick. And then now how it kind of like William Dafoe's character, that grit. And like you said, he goes grimy. I can't think of any other actor I would have sat an hour and 45 minutes watching if it was William Dafoe. I might have probably walked. Walked if it wasn't Dafoe. If it was somebody else, I would have walked. But yeah. Dafoe has that capability to keep you there because he was at his Dafoeiest, as I like to say. It's a very Dafoe type film. If you're a fan of that actor like I am, then Dafoe will give it to you, man, because it's that grit. Originally, as of this recording, when Glenn saw it last night, we were all booked to watch John Wick, but because we had this John Wick thing happening, I got to see it a little bit earlier. Yeah, I was on the fence a little bit. I didn't know how to feel. And like, because I can see how people can hate this film. It's an hour and 45 minutes of fucking William Dafoe trapped in this penthouse and just surviving. But as an artist and as a creative and lover of art, and high art, he became a living installation, if you will. Yeah. Have you ever seen like those kind of like art installations, Glenn?
Yeah.
And I appreciate art, and there's ways it was shot too. And I'm sure you can feel that as a cinematographer, and like how they try to tell a story and how they concentrate on certain things and angles. There's a lot of artistic things that they do with this film. And it does feel that whole hour and 45 minutes. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. So
that's where I see people will hate this film and the lack of dialogue, the lack of characters. But if it's about art, and there's a very important thing that's kind of carried throughout the film, and also about art in that, you have to deconstruct yourself and then only to make art rise again. And there's like this line of dialogue where he says when he was a kid, he had the opportunity to like keep this record album.
Save three things.
Yeah, save three things. And a record album, pets, like cat. A pet, right?
Yeah, his cat.
Or this notebook of art.
Yeah.
And the only thing he kept, because music fades.
The cat died.
Animals die, but art lives forever. There's, if you're an art nerd, if you're a film nerd, there's a lot of psychological stuff that is in this that if you can relate to it, and if you've been there in your soul, I think this is gonna make a lot of people fall in love with this film. But at the same time, if you're not those things, I think you're gonna hate this film and will be mad at whoever took you to this theater to sit through an hour and 45 minutes. But I when I finally sat with it, I enjoyed this film.
Okay. I
don't love this film, but I can see the art, the merit in it, and I did enjoy the film. What I also found interesting when I was watching it, not too long before I saw the film, I watched a lot of documentaries. I think you watch a lot of documentaries too, right, Glenn?
Yeah.
I was watching this film or something it might have been on YouTube, but like a little snippet thing about how the rich buy properties a lot. I have a lot of friends that are investors and everything. And a lot of New York, if I'm not sure if Philadelphia is the same way, but a lot of the rich buy a lot of those huge penthouses in those buildings. And, it's tax write-offs and they put a lot of stuff in it. So like, I could see where they took the idea of this film. And actually, I forgot to mention this. Again, it's a very small cast. It's Mr. Dafoe, and there's some other small actors in here and there. But I was curious after I saw the film, who were the writers. Ben Hopkins and Vasilis Katsoupas are the writers on this. I think Vasilis also was the director. Yes, he was. This was his first film he directed. Both of them, not their other works aren't very notable. I was curious if it was. It's not. So I'm very intrigued by these writers now. This is kind of like their biggest film that they've put out there. But I am inclined, because of the art in it, to see what they're going to do next. How about you, Glenn?
Do you think that? I definitely do want to see what they do next. But do you think like perhaps the film was written and it was a little bit different, but then once they got their budget in, they could only afford William Dafoe?
I could see that. I could see a quick rewrite in that happening.
Right? Yeah, we can only afford William, so we're gonna have to make a totally different movie.
Because this is definitely a pandemic film. It's set in one penthouse. I could see all those things, but I think it would have been costly, especially with a lot of the shots, and there's water in that they use in a lot of different scenes. And just a lot of although they're probably they're more than likely prints, but it's a very high fashion, the materials they were using, a lot of the things that make up this penthouse, very beautiful.
In all seriousnness, I'll say, just to answer your question, because I know I was just joking, but to answer your question, yes, I did like what they did with the film. I thought that it was shot beautifully, and I think it was kind of like you said, it was a pandemic movie. It's a testament of what we were doing, because we were all trapped inside for a while. So it's like kind of an exploration of that, which I don't know if people like. It's kind of weird, like you go from being in a pandemic trapped inside, and then you go inside a movie theater to watch somebody trapped inside. It's like so meta, in that way. And I really think that whole art helps you escape was a great metaphor for it. And then some of the pieces too, like the one of all the people on the little stair step, like trying to get on the plane, but then there's no plane there.
I love that image. There's a lot of things in there that were like amazing. I'm sorry.
So no, you're just I'm interested. I'm just as interested to hear what other people think about it. So any interjection you got is dope. But I like what they did with it. I think that they have a rich future. They told a pretty cool story, and I think it gave a fulfilling ending for an art film. I thought it, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have an art film and it's like, I didn't get that ending, but I think, spoiler alert, obviously we've been saying
because I actually wanted to get into that with you. So take this time mark, y'all that are watching this, stop, go watch the film, spoiler territory right now.
But when he like what he says when he's leaving, he's like, I destroyed your place. I've only lived in it for whatever he said. I've only been here for like a day or however long it was. He was trapped in there. But he's like, but I left you 3 pieces of art. And then I guess one of them was the monument that helped him escape, which is kind of like a beautiful sentiment. So, that was cool. Wait, what were the 3 pieces of art though? Because I know one was the tower that he built to get up and escape.
That's a good question. Now you got me.
And the other one was the eye on the wall that he did, right? Like the big eye with the yin and the yang kind of on the wall. And do you think the third one was the pile of shit he left?
I was half thinking that, but there was beyond just the art on the wall. There was that kind of like the art installation right in front of the art on the wall.
Do you think that was all one piece, or is that like would that be considered
now that
one
you have
piece?
me thinking about it? Yeah, now you got me thinking that could be considered one piece. Yeah, because I can't think of the third other than the shit.
Yeah, right. Just that big. He's like, I left you 3 monuments, and that was one thing that they really like focus on. And I remember looking at it like, damn, okay. And in my mind, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I guess, like the toilet, there's no water. Like, eventually, you're gonna have to shit somewhere. And
the pad, because he was drawing as well in whatever pad that he had too.
But then that could be the third.
Him?
Didn't he take
that
that
carries
with him?
on from from childhood in a way?
No, but I thought he took that with him because it's like you got to leave. You take 3 things, and I left.
Here's my
things.
thing too about that though, and I'm kind of happy you brought that up. Because you kind of said he left. I don't know if he left, dude. I think he still got stuck again. I think he
okay. You think
I think it all
sequel?
Like he tried to go up, but there's still no. Because come on, think about the dynamics. Okay, he finally made it somewhat there, but he still had to. There's no way. I think
it might have been a
died
skylight to get it. Yeah, a skylight to get up there. You think he died?
I don't think he survived. I don't think he survived. I think he might have tried to get up and then fell back and then fell because remember he fell once.
Yeah,
I think he fell again and that was it. That was it.
I think he escaped.
I don't know if he survived it, man.
I think you know what I gotta say that I think he escaped because that's the only ending that gives like hope. Otherwise, it's like a big depressing
optimistic view. Yeah,
the optimistic view is he got out, but I think there is that pessimistic view of like what was on the other side of that light. You know what I mean? Like after you created what's on the other side of the light? You know, which is very interesting. What did you think of the song? The song that he was singing. I'm going to heaven on the hillside.
I thought it was good, man.
I thought that was very Dafoe. Like that was very Dafoe. That was like just him saying that weird ass phrase.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you stayed through the credits, but there was another thing during the credits. Actually, you know how there's like a mid credit scene.
Hold up. Remind me because it's been a week or two since I've seen it.
So at the end, like if you stayed through the credits. Like towards the end of the credits scrolling, there's a poem that he says, and then he starts singing that I'm going to heaven on the hillside again. And I think, hold on,
I don't think I got that in my viewing.
No, well, you might have left the credits, like because you would have to stay through the credits for it. I think he said something like, "Man has no soul aside from his body." Hold on, it's probably online. Hold on, let's see if we can find it because I want to get the quote right because I thought it was a dope quote.
Well, there is this quote that I had that I also wanted to bring up that I enjoyed. All right, bring it up. Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was singing that it was very creepy, and you know it was a good enough movie that I had almost forgot towards the end of it that I was supposed to see John.
Well, that's good because again I was feeling the way like that my homie couldn't make it to this thing, but
you were like sad for me.
yeah. The homie.
Let's see. I can't find it. But anyways, what I had written down is man has no soul outside of his body or aside from his body, and the body creates infinite energy, and that energy is light. I think is what I heard. So
okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I can't find the quote exactly from the credits. I guess nobody had stayed to see the credits. But
it was an hour and 45 minutes of seeing him go through shit, literally, and shit.
Yeah,
so to close this out a little bit, man. So we both, enjoy the movie, but I'm sure, like you, we were both curious what other people are going to think. And would you agree, like, people are either going to love this film or hate this film? Like, there's no
in between? I definitely feel that way. I think more people will probably dislike it than like it. Yeah. But I think there are some people who will enjoy it. I think people will very much gravitate towards it, especially people who are into art, who like that type of thing. Willem Dafoe fans are definitely going to gravitate towards it. Film festival peeps, people who like to go check that thing out. I think that they will like and enjoy it because it is done kind of well. I mean, I feel like there might have been a chance to maybe be a little bit more straightforward or a lot more in your face kind of with the message from the film. But again, I like it when it's kind of left to your own devices. It's left to your own thoughts, So I can dig that. And I like what they did with it. So I liked it. I don't know if other people are going to like it as much as I did, but I found it quite enjoyable. I really, this is the reason why I want to see it again. One is to hear that quote at the very end, and I don't know if you would subject yourself to watching it again just for that.
I would watch it again. I would watch it with you, brother. I would watch it with you, man.
Yeah. We could do that. I mean, out of the many things that we have to watch together. I would probably put this on the back burner. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is the movie we could watch on our deathbed before we also go to heaven on the hillside.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. There's just the artist in me, enjoyed it, and all of the layers, if you will, that we, like, you and I both were cut from the same cloth. We overthink, we think, and our minds are on another realm, and they're on that hillside, brother. So
yeah.
It was an enjoyable film at the end of the day. So there you go, y'all. Inside, Willem Dafoe Focus Features in theaters. Let us know how you feel. We want to hear it all, whether it's hate or it's love. We want to know.
We want to know how you feel inside.
Inside, exactly. Glenn, leveling us up as always. If people want to reach out to you and get inside, how can they reach out to you?
Whoa, you want to get inside?
Not like that. We're married men here, people. Come on.
Yeah, I got you. You can always check me out at levelupcomedy.com. Glenn Levels Up on Twitter and Glenn Lawrence Comedy on Facebook and IG.
There you go. Check out my homie. Follow him, subscribe, do all the things. And check out his performances when he does. He's a comedian, man. He does live shows, man. We need that
support. April 11th. I'm telling the story.
There you go. Your boy, Kuya P. You can follow me at The Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive. And, of course, here with Glenn, Heather, Checkpoint Squad, Kayfabe Baby Squad, everybody. ShoPowSho at the NRW and Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Those are our feelings about Inside. Let us know how you feel inside in the comments below.